This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Headlines today all about Nomination Day and COI objecting to Bastian's nomination. That's all straight ahead this morning. Also in Morning Blend Business, we're talking real estate. That's all straight ahead as Morning Blend begins.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight Strachan. Ricardo Wells will be joining us later. It's time for the overnight. Latest breaking news from while you were sleeping. And the top headlines and international headlines. And in the overnight, more than 100 candidates were successfully nominated yesterday as the country marches towards Election Day. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson said last night that officials were still tallying the final total, but noted that at least one prospective candidate for the Coalition of Independents was unable to nominate. The COI's candidate from Michael was on Acklands and the nomination site was on Mayaguana, so he missed the nomination, Thompson said. He also noted that the COI challenged the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate in Fort Charlotte, Sebastien Bastien, and the Free National Movement's candidate in Pinewood, Denari Roll, and Garden Hills, Rick Fox. Aside from those issues, he said nomination day went well. On Cat Island, Prime Minister Philip Davis led a large contingent of supporters with him to the nomination center. He was accompanied by his wife, Anne-Marie, and grandchildren, who all chanted PLP. Well, the Progressive Liberal Party candidate for Fort Charlotte, Sebastien Bastien, yesterday refused to respond to a claim that his nomination is in violation of a constitutional requirement to disclose any interest in government contracts. The matter was initially raised by Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain after Bastien nominated for the May 12th general election at T.G. Glover Primary School in New Providence. Under Article 48(1)J of the Bahamas Constitution, no person shall be qualified to be elected as a member of the House of Assembly who is, quote, interested in any government contract and has not disclosed the nature of such contract and of his interest therein by publishing a notice in the Gazette within 1 month before the day of election. Bain's interpretation of the constitutional provision is that Bastien needed to disclose his interests in government contracts by April 12th, but PLP communications lead Latrey Ramming who accompanied Prime Minister Philip Davis for his nomination in Cat Island, said the party is satisfied that Bastien did not violate the Constitution. And it's going to be a heated race in Killarney on Election Day. 4 candidates successfully nominated for the constituency yesterday morning, including former Prime Minister and former leader of the Free National Movement, Dr. Hubert Minnis, who is now an independent. The Progressive Liberal Party's Robin Lyons, the FNM's Michaela Barnett Ellis, and the Coalition of Independents, Dr. Veronica McIver. Minnis, who celebrated his 72nd birthday yesterday, made his way to the nomination site at Gambier Primary School, accompanied by his wife Patricia and former Minister of Health Renwood Wells, along with other supporters. He said, quote, "We are very confident that we will win." And 4 people also nominating in Long Island. Early yesterday morning, separate motorcades departed North Long Island in celebration of the official nomination of Renika Knowles, the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate in the upcoming general election, and Dr. Andre Rollins, the Free National Movement's candidate. Rollins was the first of 4 people to be nominated yesterday, walking into the administrator's complex just as it opened at 9 a.m. He was followed by Natasha Turnquest, the sole independent candidate in Long Island's race, and then Shura Pratt, the Coalition of Independents candidate. Knowles, who followed her motorcade of supporters to the nomination site, was the final candidate to arrive and complete the administrative process. And Adrian Gibson's former fiancée insisted on Wednesday that he owned companies that received contracts from the Water and Sewage Corporation while he served as its chairman. Alexandria Mackey claimed that Gibson moved documents showing his ties to the companies around the 2021 general election. Mackey, who has received immunity in exchange for her testimony as a cooperating witness, testified that she incorporated Elite Maintenance and Bahama Maintenance and Restoration on instructions from Gibson so that he could funnel work to them. According to her, the companies had no staff or offices but received multiple contracts through Gibson. And a Bahamian man was extradited to Florida on Thursday to face trial for drug crimes allegedly committed in 2020. Lernus Cornish Jr. is accused of cocaine possession with intent to supply and conspiracy to possess cocaine with intent to supply. Cornish was ordered extradited following proceedings before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley. After Cornish did not challenge the magistrate's order, he was handed over to U.S. authorities. In international news, a 10-day truce appeared to be holding in Lebanon early Friday, promising a pause in fighting between Israel and the Hezbollah militant group, and possibly clearing one major obstacle to a deal between Iran and the United States and Israel to end weeks of devastating war. But it remained unclear whether Israel would completely stop strikes on Hezbollah and whether the militant group would recognize a deal it did not play a role in negotiating, and which will leave Israeli troops occupying a stretch of southern Lebanon. Barrages of gunshots rang out across Beirut as residents fired into the air just after midnight to celebrate the beginning of the truce, and displaced families began moving towards southern Lebanon and Beirut's southern suburbs, despite warnings by officials not to attempt to return to their homes until it became clear whether the ceasefire would hold. U.S. President Donald Trump heralded the deal a historic day for Lebanon, even as he expressed confidence that the war with Iran would soon end in a Las Vegas speech. Trump said, quote, I will say the war in Iran is going swimmingly. It should be ending pretty soon. And the leaders of France and the UK gathered dozens of countries, but not the United States, on Friday to push forward plans to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a key oil route choked off by the US-Israeli war on Iran. The Paris meeting is part of attempts by sideline nations to ease the impact of a conflict they didn't start and haven't joined, but that has sent the global economy reeling. After the war started on February 28th, Iran effectively shut down the narrow strait through which a fifth of the world's oil usually passes. The US is not part of the planning for what has been branded the Strait of Hormuz Maritime Freedom of Navigation Initiative. In a post on X ahead of Friday's conference, French President Emmanuel Macron said the mission to provide security for shipping through the strait would be strictly defensive, limited to non-belligerent countries, and deployed when security conditions allow. Let's sports now.
This is Sports Update.
And a look at sports, the Temple Christian Primary School Suns left the 2026 Frank Pancho Ramming All Schools Track and Field National Championships with 3 divisional trophies, finishing as the top primary school on Thursday at the original Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. The Suns claimed divisional trophies in the 7 and under, 9 and under, and 13 and under divisions. Hugh W. Campbell Primary out of Grand Bahama won the 11 and under division, and the Tabernacle Baptist Academy won the open division. It was a close race for the top spot in the 13 under division, but the Suns won the category with a total of 75.67 points. St. Francis and Joseph was right in the mix, but ended up second overall with 74 points, and St. Thomas More finished third with 58 points. The Suns also earned top honors in the 9 under division, scoring 54 points. Cleveland Indians Primary was 9 points behind with 45 for second, and Kingsway Academy totaled 43 points for third. And Grand Bahama native Shatalia Dorset continues to prove herself as a top sprinter for Georgia Southern University. She recently earned a second Sunbelt Conference honor in National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I Track and Field as Women's Outdoor Track Athlete of the Week. Dorset turned in some strong performances at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Rebel Elite Invitational in Las Vegas, Nevada last week. The collegiate sprinter left the meet with top 3 medal finishes in the women's 100 meters and 200 meter events and the 4x100 relay. Dorset got off to a strong start and emerged victorious in the 200 meter, running 23.1 seconds. It was the 3rd fastest time recorded in program history. Georgia Southern University senior Naj Watson pushed Dorset, also clocking 23.1 seconds, but Dorset was able to cross the line first in a photo finish. Running unattached, Ella Clayton completed the top 3 in 23.39 seconds. Let's take a look at sports overseas now. Former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones is expected to become the first person to plead guilty in a gambling sweep that led to the arrests of more than 30 people, including reputed mobsters and other basketball figures. A change of plea hearing for Jones is scheduled for April 28th in Brooklyn Federal Court, according to a court filing Thursday. It was originally set for May 6th, but was moved at the request of the parties. Jones, who's 49, had previously pleaded not guilty to separate indictments charging him with profiting from rigged poker games and providing sports bettors with non-public information about injuries to stars LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Jones is charged in both cases with wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering conspiracy. The Dodgers shattered Major League Baseball's spending record with a combined $515 million in payroll and luxury tax last year, en route to their second straight World Series title, according to final figures compiled by the Commissioner's Office. And Los Angeles is projected for the highest total gain in 2026. Los Angeles' 2025 spending included records for payroll at $345.3 million and a tax of $169.4 million for a total of $514.6 million. Despite several contracts discounted to reflect deferments, the Dodgers' total was 7 times the $68.7 million payroll of the Miami Marlins, the lowest spending team, and more than the payrolls of the bottom 6 clubs combined. Spending by the Dodgers last year topped the previous high of $430.4 million by the 2024 New York Mets. And Los Angeles' total didn't include the $6.5 million signing bonus given pitcher Roki Sasaka as part of a minor league contract. Well, that's sports, and that's the overnight. Now time for your first look at weather. And here's your forecast for today. Your general situation, high pressure ridge remains across the area, generating gentle to moderate breezes and partly sunny skies. However, a lingering trough near the southeastern islands along with streaming moisture will trigger some isolated showers. That lingering trough is expected to dissipate on Saturday, while residual moisture will support a few isolated showers across the island chain, along with light to gentle winds and warmer springtime temperatures through the weekend. A late-season cold front is expected to move into the northern islands by Monday, accompanied once again by a wet weather pattern, along with moderate to strong breezes that is expected to affect the islands through the end of the work week. In special weather notes, rip currents and rough surf. There is a moderate risk of dangerous life-threatening rip currents and moderate to rough surf along all Atlantic exposed beaches and passages across the island chain. Beachgoers and swimmers are strongly advised to remain out of Atlantic waters. And your outlook for the northern Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming variably cloudy tonight, a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times. Your high temperature for today, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming variably cloudy tonight, a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Your low, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming fair tonight, a 20% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots with occasional gusts. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 76 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds becoming fair tonight, a 20 to 30% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots, occasionally falling to 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll have an extended outlook for you later on in the show. But when we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailored individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
5 years of POP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, they've spent millions on taxpayer-funded trips, a government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excessive pressure on our schools, our housing, and our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because the F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices, and on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan. It's taking a few days. You can join the conversation today. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or follow the hashtag MorningBlend. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Leave your comments and read what others are saying about topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nascar.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Text us at 422-GR96, 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic, and we have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business at 9 a.m. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. Election season heating up. Papers all about nomination day. And the Nassau Guardian saying that more than 100 candidates were successfully nominated yesterday. The Tribune saying that about 130 candidates successfully nominated for the upcoming general election. So, what happened yesterday? Did your favorite candidate nominate? We see here that at least one candidate who was a candidate for the Coalition of Independents was unable to nominate, and that is because they said that candidate who was from MyCal was on Ackland's while the nomination site was on Mayaguana. So, nobody could get that man from Acklands to Mayaguana? How y'all living? Couple whole hours to do it, and nobody got him from Acklands to Mayaguana. How you like that? As I flip through the papers, I see it's Esther Barry's birthday. Happy birthday, Esther. We got a call coming in already. This person has something very important to say, clearly. Let's see what they have to say. Yeah? Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, and thank you very much for welcoming me to Morning Blend.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Now, the lady who had complained yesterday, I believe she was at one of the New Providence constituencies. Was she registered as a candidate?
I have no idea who you're
Did she get nominated? No, let me put the right words. Nominated as a candidate.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
There was one who was complaining, I think she's from the COI as well, about some police officers wanting to arrest her. She was the first one there, she said, and I'm not sure of what area she was running in.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
But it was on the news yesterday.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I'm not 100% sure.
You're not aware of that. Okay, well, let's leave that right there. Now, the one you say the nomination for Access, Crooked Island, and Long Key was in Mayaguana.
Right.
The process. Okay, fine. And I sometimes feel very strongly lack of proper information given to people can cause a lot of confusion. And I'm disappointed that the particular personality who wanted to be nominated was not there to be nominated. And that is very sad. We should not have that kind of thing happening in 2026.
I agree.
And I'm very disappointed with that. Now, your news brought on something about a particular personality. I didn't get all the details, but just a brief point that you mentioned yourself, where a person at the magistrate court level was extradited to the United States. You read that in your news today.
Right.
You have any particulars on that?
Nope. That is a very short story in the newspaper, about 4 paragraphs from our.
This is in the Guardian today, right?
Yes.
Today's Guardian.
Today's Guardian.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Because, I smiled when I heard that. How can a person be extradited from the magistrate's court and handed over to foreign personalities when we have a system to deal with? Now, I'm not blaming you for anything, but I need to get the particulars of that whole case to see how that went. Because in this country, when you are at the lowest scales in life, there's some strange things, Mr. Host, that happen in this country, and you find that people are taken advantage of. And when I heard you mention that on air, my ears pricked right up, and I said I have to look into that particular matter. But you say the details briefly for some points are mentioned in today's Guardian.
Yes, on page 3.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your information.
Thank you for your call.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, I'd love to know too. Is the suggestion that someone cannot go through extradition proceedings or be extradited from the Bahamas at the magistrate court level? And I don't know. Someone who knows better than me maybe can let us know what that caller might be talking about. Good morning, Ricardo Wells.
Good morning. Sorry for my tardiness this morning.
It's all good, man. It's all good. You're probably on one of those far constituencies with nominees. You had to get back from Acklands to,
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. But like the caller said, it is unfortunate that in today's world, and understanding the archipelagic nation that we live in,
I can't give that lie. I feel like we knew nomination day for about 3 weeks now. Adequate preparation could have been made.
I don't know what his struggle was, but I'm just saying the man couldn't get from Acklands to Maguana yesterday within a span of a few hours. I don't know.
Well, it makes it clear that, and I don't mean to trash him in any which way, but it's quite clear that he's not a man of the community.
Oh boy!
Because I feel like somebody could have pulled up a little vessel and say, "Hey, all right, let me take you right across the bay."
Yikes!
No.
Yikes! Maybe he didn't have everything together. So, oh well. One less candidate there, but that's fine. I don't think they had a full slate anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So. I mean, and they are all independents, right?
Technically speaking, but I feel like that idea has gone out of the window.
That's out the window?
Yeah, because it's quite clear it's more collaborative now. As you see, Mr. Bain yesterday, he was at a couple of different nomination sites trying to ensure that his quote-unquote other independents were able not only to nominate, but to make sure that, and challenge a few things. I know he was in Fort Charlotte yesterday, challenging the nomination of Mr. Basti, and that got some waves across social media as well.
Right. So every time we say it, it's just a faux pas.
Yeah. Because I think initially when it started, it was quite clear that they were all independents that came together and formed a coalition to contest that election. But coming into this election, they're a political organization, a fully structured political organization.
Seems so. All right, let's take this next call coming in. How about that? Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to address the number issue, right? Where the number gentleman says that if we were to nationalize, have a national lottery, that the government be the ace number house, right? But I put it to the Bahamian people, why are we accepting a private number business in the Bahamas? That's the only way I know. That's the only place it's happening in the world. You understand? The PLP government accused the Port Authority for divesting itself of all of its money-making assets. And the number business is a great money-making asset. You understand what I'm saying? So that thing about the competition, the government competing with the private houses, those private houses should be null and void, should be outlawed. You understand what I'm saying? How do we get this? Why do we accept this in the Bahamas? You see what I'm saying? Privatizing everything that the government has to make money on, that should be making money on. You understand me? Things that people do every day, that the vast amount of us do.
But
you see,
I just want to clarify, caller. You saying that number houses, all of the different operators and all of their different products and services, you feel like the government should do away with all of that and just take over the entire industry? That's what you're saying?
No, they are gambling houses. Let them be the gambling houses, the electronic houses. Let them do that, the spinning and whatever, the you know what I'm saying? Betting on everything, but the numbers should be, our numbers is lottery.
Okay.
That's not practiced nowhere in the world. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So we continue to accept this thing from the Christian administration. That's why he went that way. You understand me? I assume that's the reason why he went that way, because he knows the conflict of what's not right. Rather than doing a national lottery, he did what? Why would he do a national lottery and the number men still compete with the lottery? With the national lottery. That's foolishness. You understand me? But we, you notice the Prime Minister didn't issue with the lottery was in competition. It wasn't that. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, all the educated people, we have a thing in the Bahamas in the world called educated fools, right? Mm-hmm. The people who educated but refuse to take correction. A fool is just a person who refuses to correct himself. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? We need to make our corrections and stop being fools.
Yeah.
I don't care how educated you are. If you don't correct yourself when you learn you're doing something that's wrong, you are a fool. Thank you.
Correct. Thank you. Let's take this next call coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Oh, not there. Yeah. So, I don't know how we got our numbers.
He had a lot to say. I mean, I understand the caller's point, but it's a lot for the government to take on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a lot of talk about, and people who were approaching me, since I was on the show, what Sebastian had to say about a national lottery and how it should be implemented.
I want to give him credit for the way he broke it down. I think the point of the government getting as much in income as they would in taxes is a big conversation that needs to be had around the issue of nationalizing a lottery.
Yeah.
If you look at it, a lot of these businesses, a lot of these operators, they have had years to develop their products and services.
Right.
I want the government to consider all of that before just saying we're going to nationalize this and then compete, as the caller would say, with some of these operators.
Yeah. I mean, is it a competition? I don't know.
It would have to be if you don't take away the lottery offering from all of them.
Yeah.
So if the government goes into the lottery space, you're saying right out that, hey, all of these operators can't do lotteries anymore. Lottery is specifically a nationalized product run by the government. Yeah. And then if you do that, what income? How are you projecting your income year over year?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a advocate for gambling at all, but I see what you're saying. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. No caller. Yeah. Y'all at work already? Yep, call coming in. There you go. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chess. How are you?
You're good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So there was a caller a few calls ago. He had mentioned an extradition.
Yes.
And so I was reading in the papers that the said person stood before a magistrate, and he was handed over to U.S. authorities after he, so obviously he didn't protest anything, so we can safely assume that he probably may have waived his right to an extradition.
Right.
Yeah, it states clearly in the article, so I was just calling to just clear that up.
Yeah. It says he did not challenge the order.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. So
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah, so just for clarity.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got another call there coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, Chester.
Hey, what you say?
The two times when you tried to answer the call, that was me. I was holding on, and then the phone just hung up, and then you go on to answer the call.
Oh boy.
So that's how that was happening.
Okay.
But good morning, to Mr. Wells too.
Good morning.
Two good gentlemen. What Mr. Dr. Walter McCarthy was saying, right? I believe a lot of things. What shouldn't be going on in this country is going on, man. Because why should an administration try their endeavor best to confuse an electorate, right? Just to maintain power, right? We see that happening all yesterday, especially when it relates to the coalition of independents, right? Yeah. And what he also was talking about with Miss what's she name? Miss Claire inside the constituency of Garden Hills, being the first person there to ratify, but because she was a coalition, she was put on a time basis, and she was upset about that because there's no time basis in getting nominated. First come, first serve.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's how that situation that happened.
Yeah.
Right, and so why should you, if you know you're doing something right, sirs, if you know you're doing so good, and your record is there for you to show, for the electorate to see, you don't need to use no underwords strategies and tactics to try to obtain power. Where we are going with this, and then to make matters worse, I don't know if you guys see the video what is going around from what you call it, from Harbor Island, right? Right? I don't know if you all heard or in touch with that, what was happening in Harbor Island in the workers' house yesterday.
I haven't seen it.
You all aware of that?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Well, it's been alleged, right, that while all of this nonsense was going on yesterday, our government was given out, they show in the video how people line out to this place, giving out citizenship. Imagine that. Imagine that on a nomination day, right? When a house has already been dissolved, right? They're giving out citizenships to foreigners inside Harbor Island. Yeah. And we have so much things going on, but we just interested in protecting the status quo, right? We are serious when it comes to protecting the status quo. We can't see ourselves without a PLP or FLM because they're the only sensible parties in this country that put this country in the hole that it's in. But we don't have no conversation, but no other parties even make an attempt to vehemence to get out this quagmire that the PLP and the FLM put us in. We have to grow up in this country, man. We have to get serious and understand that this country is for Bahamians first, man. This ain't for parties first, right? And every Bahamian, eligible Bahamian have the right to show some interest in trying to save this country, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right?
And
so
yeah.
please, my brothers, don't look for every type of fault for the third party, right? Because you might not be in support of them. Let's have an open mind so that other people can have an open mind too, man, because it ain't all about the PLP and the FLM, because that track record stinks. You'll have a nice day.
Yeah, you have a good day. I mean, it's not us two here. They got to convince. There's a whole nation to convince.
But I understand where the caller is coming from because I noticed it too yesterday, and I don't know exactly how to put it into words. I don't know if it's a lack of respect for quote unquote independence, or in this case we've already established the COI as a party, so third parties.
Yeah.
But a lot of the language being used yesterday, not from the media standpoint, but just in the public spaces about, the COI and other independents that were challenging is almost very dismissive.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that was coming from because it's just everyone's God-given right. If you want to challenge for any seat out there, as long as you have your documentation, you as a citizen of the Bahamas has the right to go ahead and nominate.
Right.
So I don't get it, but I agree with the quality. I noticed it yesterday.
I think the wider conversation that he's trying to have is how do we get past the two parties? And I don't know the answer to that. A lot of countries are like that. It's not just the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, the systems that were almost built as the country grew up have been hard to break down. And it's the same thing here.
But I think we saw it when the DNA came first, but I remember when I first started to come to an understanding of politics, I remember there used to be the CDR, the BDM, those sorts of organizations.
Yeah.
And I just think Bahamians have this idea that there's only one choice.
Yeah.
Those two big parties. But eventually you got to grow up and understand that there's more to be seen and to be offered by multiple organizations out there.
Yeah. But the problem, the wider problem that might exist is that there are still people at the tops of those parties who hold the keys to certain gates. We heard the Prime Minister talk about gatekeeping.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing. And people are suffering from it.
Yeah.
And people are happily keeping gates closed so that they can open other side gates.
Okay.
For people.
I see exactly where you go in.
Well,
but you're absolutely correct.
People use a big word like oligarchy, but nobody understands what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're just talking about gatekeepers, the people who hold the keys to advancement in certain areas, even small areas, even a government job, right? Certain people could advance you into a government job as easily as snapping a finger. Other people who apply and may have
better qualifications could struggle, yes.
And they're going to leave the country.
In fact,
we hear happening.
That was another question I had yesterday, because looking at the parades, looking at the celebrations, how are all these people off from jobs?
Right.
How? I need to.
It's another question.
I really need to understand how all of these.
This wasn't election day.
Yeah, right. Just randomly, okay, we're all going to be off.
It's a lot of entrepreneurs.
No, I'm not accepting that. I need to see all the vacation requests in the last 2 weeks from every major company out there.
Yikes.
Because to see the crowds out there yesterday, I was like, people don't work? Like, you're just automatically off from your jobs? Or is this just a majority of these people government persons, and once election is called, all of these people are now, back in a circle trying to campaign for their job spot?
It's like Carnival Day in Trinidad.
That's crazy.
It's not a holiday, people. Go to work. Interesting stuff, right? All right, let's take some more of these calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yeah, blessed Chester and Carlo Wells.
Good morning.
I respect Carlo's mind. I respect you, Chester. But the thing is, there's so many things to talk about. My mind is having a walkabout. I'm telling you, guys, listen. I don't know, Carlo, in your 30s. Chester would be what? 40? You should be 50 yet, Chester.
Don't do that to me. No, not yet.
Listen to me, but you're laughing at me. You're calling me one timer. But anyhow, I'm 61, going to be 62. I don't know if I qualify to be what you call it?
Pension?
No. Yeah, I supposed to get my pension a long time, but they robbed me out of that, Carlo. If I qualify to be what you call it, the senior voters. You know what I mean? I got to be 65, Carlo.
Close to it, yeah. But
so Des brought up a very interesting question, and a point of view that I think needs to be debated as it relates to gaming, et cetera, et cetera. We see where they can be symbiotic, right? In other countries where, you have the gambling, the casinos, and then you have the national lottery. So I respect Dwight a lot. I like Dwight, because Dwight is kind of humorous, but not as humorous as Aaron. But Dwight asked Bastian a question, and so Bastian said that Dwight is incorrect. So Dwight intuitively, just being intelligent, asked him, I said to him that people who would gamble in a gaming house would be kind of different from people who play a national lottery. So Sabah said no. And I thought that was disingenuous. You understand me? Because I was playing the Florida lottery. I used to put in the Fantasy 5 every week in the lottery, and then you go by toots on Will Florida. You go by some people, they would go for it every week, and you would send in your national lottery in hopes to win. So when you look at it in general, people who play the lottery, some people would never go into a web shop. So what I'm saying is they prefer to play a lottery where you step into a gas station, the ticket, the accessibility, the inconspicuousness of buying a lottery ticket, etc. You can cater to the tourists, which Gabby brought up. I brought it up firstly, I mean, sometimes I didn't hear anybody mention it, but what I'm saying is, so the concept of not being enough people is also disingenuous because you're not looking at what, you don't have the data to say that. But there's a whole host of things that needs to be implemented. And so there's reminded me about the self-interest that's blatant in our faces. You can't go into casinos and gamble, et cetera, et cetera. And so there's a schism. And then you look at different things around the country. I haven't read the story that you guys are talking about as far as the extradition, et cetera, et cetera. I haven't read it, but I'll read it and opine for myself. But the professor said some things that's truthful. And so when we look at our country today, and the gentleman called, the patriot who called and talked about this, I saw the video about Harbor Island. And so I'm looking at an unfreedom of the press, right? And a controlled press. I don't know if, Carlo, you're intelligent, Chester, you're intelligent. You go on Google News and you see where people are recommending books for you to read by the age 50 and 60. You seen that one, right?
I've seen some of them, yes.
So why would you recommend books for me to read? I want to read books that nobody want to read or books that are hidden and forbidden. You understand me? Forgive my emotions right now because I'm sick of the level of imbecility. So much so that, I don't know, people have me passing me off as this person who think I'm this and think I'm that. Man, listen, I'm a Rasta man. You see me? I don't be caught up in society and no bound around. What I'm saying is, when you read books people want you to read, that means they want you to think what they want you to think. Right. I want to read books that nobody wants to take the looks. That's how my mind go. Now, that's just in knowing 52. What I'm saying is, being a conformed, pathetic sheep on a plantation is what put the world is the way we are. You look at all over the country on the geopolitical scale, there's a migrant crisis going on everywhere at the corner. I told you guys, sovereignty and nationalism is under attack. You guys don't understand it. You don't want to learn it. You want to stick to your dogmatic concepts, not you in particular, you guys. You understand what I'm saying, Jester?
Yes.
The world at large.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the press is unfreed, agreed? And then that you don't know that the world press on a global scale is controlled by a certain oligarchical structure, like Jester said. So what we need is a revolution of the mind. Because if some political parties say black is white and white is black, some people would say, be agreed. You understand me? And this is what is pathetic for me. I saw where I had a conversation with somebody. So I was saying that I dropped my little daughter at the Yale school. My other son goes to a private school. So I saw the area inundated with political supporters. I thought, why expose my daughter and these children? They have a problem learning in Rochester. Mm-hmm. You understand me? Mm-hmm. Choose a government school, a fool. So oligarchs rule. Why you couldn't do that in the evening? So I almost got locked up because I showed some profanity, etc. Because it's silly season, but I'm not silly unless for a reason. But I'm saying, Chester, you have a whole lot of things going on in this country. Right. Who's bananarizing our beaches? Who's bananarizing the fish fry? Who is infuriating us in our own country? And who's going to solve this schism? And who's going to unify us, given that all of us are fools and we know that love conquers all things, but we don't want to love one another and live in love and unity.
Yes.
We have people coming into our country and trying to create schisms, don't want to be integrated, creating a parallel society.
I don't want to cut you off 52, but we got some more calls coming in.
But Jester, I have a lot to say.
I know you have a lot to say, my brother. Hey, that one rhyme too. Let's take some more of these calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, first thing I want to say about the gentleman that called reference to the video that's circulating in Harbor Island.
Yeah.
I tend to, and I hate to say it, but it's the truth, and I'm not the only one who feels this way. When the COI tends to display information, and what I've learned about them is you've got to pay close attention to the information that's being disseminated. Because a lot of times, a lot of things that they disseminate comes from the head. And when it comes from the head, and we've seen that some of the things that were done by the head hasn't always leaned on towards reality. And I say that because, as the individuals say, citizenships were being given out. How would that possibly assist this particular government at this particular time when the registration process and all of that has been done? So in giving out citizenship, how would that affect the operation of the current government and affect them, because obviously those people can't vote. If you understand what I'm saying.
I'm still actually waiting to see this video. I keep hearing a lot of talk about it. I need to see this video because the description.
Because it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
When people say giving away citizens, do they mean that they're taking an oath or people handing them documents?
See, that's what I'm trying to say to you.
What is the video
These
doing?
things are funneled down towards these persons who are part of that organization, and they don't make it doesn't make sense in the scheme of things, an understanding process, because in which way are this person giving away are they giving away citizenship? And at this particular time, how is that going to benefit the current administration if this thing is actually true? See, that's one of the things I have a major problem with the COI. And the reason why the COI, I heard Mr. Wells, I think it is?
Yes.
I heard you say in connection with how you heard them talking to the third party and all of this. But a lot of people don't really have a problem with some of the individuals in the third party. They have a problem with the leader. And when they see the leader doing certain things that don't really come off as making complete sense. And one of the things which he said he challenged yesterday, and the thought came to mind, and with a lot of Bahamians, those who understand process and law, do you actually think that Mr. Bastian, with all of the legal minds around him, with all of the assets and all of the foundations and the trust and all these other things that he has laid out before him, is going to find himself in a position, especially in the position of probably the most wealthy candidate on the ticket, on any side at this point, is going to find himself in a position that he is stating that Mr. Bastian has found himself in. As I said, Mr. Bastian has challenged him. Show me where you have this $50 million contract. But brother, I can give you $5 million. For me, if I had the evidence and I can challenge him, I got for that $5 million.
Well, I mean, the whole party has already put out a statement challenging what they're saying, so that's fine. We're going to talk a little bit more about that too. Thank you for your call. Appreciate that. Let's take some more of these.
Just to the caller's point, I understand the frustration with the COI with all of the speculative talk, all of the. So I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, there's a process for all of these things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to blend in on what one of the previous callers was referencing to the interview that was done with Sebastian, with particular emphasis on his commentary on casinos, lottery in the country.
Mm-hmm.
If gaming and lottery can be labeled a fire, the boss would classify as an arsonist. And I mean that in the sense that they have mastered the art of developing and proliferating gaming across the country. And whatever ills that exist as a result of it being in the country, and whatever good exists, they own it. But let's speak about the ills as he sought to address, particularly with respect to the Free National Movement's suggestion or position that they would implement a national lottery. While it is objective conversation to engage him on it, we should also be careful that it is difficult for any serious thinking person to believe that he would advance any other position than the one he did. But think about the fact that he said that one of his arguments was what expertise exists in the Free National Movement that validates them advancing the position, what gaming expertise exists, that validates them advancing the position of a national lottery. And I thought that was laughable, and it exposes the unseriousness that he was taking to the whole situation on certain levels, because when has the lack of expertise been a barrier for the Bahamas to implement any specific objective as a part of the government? We spend millions of dollars on consultants.
Yeah.
We have expertise from all over the world in this country doing any number of things. BPL is a good example.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, as a professional, as a business person, as someone who's implemented any number of initiatives in this country without having the expertise for it in his company, similarly, in his company, he has professionals from outside of the country advancing ideas that he envisioned. So for him to put that on the Bahamian people to say that we should not take the Free National Movement serious because the Free National Movement do not have gaming expertise in its rank, that speaks volumes, and it's the drop mic moment. I'm not even listening to him on that kind of. But then I want to say finally before I go, a lot of people call in or make comment in social media about Lincoln Bain, and I just want to say that for the entire time of mankind and its history, the people who are sought to go against the system, we've always branded them as troublemakers, heretics, and fools. And if you take, for example, if you go to school right now and you say you want to be a philosophy major, you will have to study Socrates. And when you study what the Greeks thought of him, they said the same thing about him that they said of Socrates, that they're saying of Lincoln right now. All I'm saying to the Bahamian people is, let's be careful how we treat people who go against the system. The very system that oppresses us, the very system that degrades and disrespects, the very system that takes away our dignity and leaves us as beggars and paupers. When people confront that system, let's be careful how we label them. I close with that, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, no, really. It's amazing, and a lot of people probably don't know, especially the young people, how long Lincoln Bain has been a household name around the Bahamas. And I think he came to most of the fame in 2007-ish.
Yeah.
During the Anna Nicole saga in the Bahamas.
Well,
Controversy TV might have started a little bit before that.
But
we didn't have so much access, or a lot of people may not have had so much access back then.
Yeah.
But Controversy TV, you can still find that.
Because I remember the first big thing I remember Lincoln being popping off for was the John Marquis thing over at the Tribune.
Yeah.
When they had the back and forth over the Gorman Bannister stuff with Cylinder Billin. So I remember that. I can't remember exactly what year, but I remember that was the first time I was like, okay, Lincoln Bain. Yeah, but he's been around a while.
Yeah. He was a household name in the U.S. at some point, too, over that, what's her name? The TV reporter, the U.S. TV reporter. Anyway.
But he's been around.
Yeah. He's been shaking things up for a long time. Let's take this call here. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Yes, good morning to you, Ricardo, and to you, Robert.
Good morning.
Yes, Alan Johnson. Just a couple of cleaning up before I get to my point on the extradition. Essentially, he would be arrested and taken to the magistrate. Upon the magistrate making a ruling, he could then there would be what they call a committal. Then he would have a right to file a habeas corpus to the Supreme Court. No action to be taken even on the extradition for 15 days. But the only way for him to be removed is through the minister's warrant, which would be considered either if he's in prison, they would go there to get him, or he would surrender to the U.S. Marshals or whatever else. So he's within his flow. I think the article mentioned that he did not make an application for habeas corpus, and I think he may have up to 15 days, if I'm correct, to make that application. So there's no violation of anything as of yet. Ricardo, you mentioned something about the gatekeepers. The problem is that in the 21st century, about 90% of the gates in the Bahamas have been torn down. I heard the Prime Minister about 2 or 3 years ago made a speech to Life Key again at the University of the Bahamas. And he spoke about these gatekeepers, about financing and access to the globe and everything. The problem is that we are 18 years behind the curve in the utilization of the very vehicles that opens those side doors to those gatekeepers have no ability to close, such as financing, business, jobs, all of those different things. Just think about the tens of millions of people who works in the U.S. who have never seen the United States and other places. So the problem is that we may have a lack of education problem. The third-party credibility comes in the fact that what they do is they try to use a system that was designed by those very people they're trying to overcome. Just like business, it requires a disruption. And so be able to eloquently describe this problem is not a solution to the problem. And many times if you understand the problem, you can actually solve the problem before you even get into the House of Assembly, and you can actually make people aware of the actual solutions through advocacy so that they can join you in asking the people in Parliament to do these things, and in the absence of them doing it, it actually increases your chance. So what we have is we've had third parties, at least for the 25 years I've been home, who have eloquently described the weaknesses of those other parties in not solving the problem, but they themselves have not listened to the solution. Now, these solutions have given you cash or doing everything else. When you say that you are in the 21st century, we have a housing crisis. The housing crisis is not building houses. The housing crisis is financing houses. Because we have hundreds of contractors today who could build one house a month. So that could reach 2, 3, 4, 5,000. But why do you build a house if the people can't afford to get into it? You're not building a house to just simply keep it, because then you have a debt to carry. So the housing crisis is not a building problem, it's a financial problem. And I've heard many people talk about it, including the candidate for Charlotte. And so the problem we've always had is that we've never truly have conversation in context of the solution, but variations of the description. You said about, where all those people came from, Ricardo?
Go ahead.
The unemployed, the underemployed, and the discouraged worker. So if you take 20% of the workforce, which is about 250,000, not counting the illegal, right? And so what happens is, then you now would know that very easily you got 50,000 people sitting around, because we don't count the discouraged workers as unemployed, because they have not actively looked for a job, I think, within 90 days, whatever. They're not even counted in the census. So all of those people may be looking for work or whatever benefits there is, but those $300 a week or something to walk door to door, and sometimes you don't have to even walk, you just take the money and say you walk.
But see,
right?
And I know we have other callers, see, I don't want to hold you, but if you take that into consideration, then the question
Let me just finish saying this, though,
go ahead.
The lottery, right? There are 7 lottery people here in the Bahamas. 6 of them all share the same software. There's only one independent software company, and that's the one by Flowers. The same company for which they bought their software from is also the same company that the gaming department used. So there's no innovation and all these different things where you say that the government or somebody else entered the thing. The fact is that even right now, the expiration is upon us in a matter of weeks. And we're not talking about just even opening the market to allow these individuals to even have regular competition. So the argument is against competition altogether, because being one of those that wanted to enter the gaming business, I understand the technology behind it, but was told because I never broke the law, I was not eligible, is a disingenuous. But as this thing is opening up, just open the market, whether it be government or anything else. But just like one of your callers said, the lottery itself is never privatized, but gaming is. And we have created this thing called proximity gaming, where gaming from 10 years ago went from $100 million to $500 million a year with 2 billion players. And so there's more than enough players that you could create a lottery for the 12 million tourists and for access out, because even the Powerball now is global. So when you look at the changes of the iGaming market, if you understand it, you would understand it is now a multi-billion-dollar opportunity that goes beyond the casinos we have in the Bahamas, and these fake things we call numbers, which is actually lottery, and spinning, which is nothing more than digital casinos.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And maybe the people don't have the money to afford the house to build because they spend it all gambling. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I look at these models and I say to myself, when you consider gambling, it's just like fast food. It's just all of these things we determine that it's not good for human consumption.
Yeah.
So you put a special tax on it to allow your government to get a share. So if persons do whatever they do, the government at least earns enough to take care of whatever comes out of that bad decision.
Right.
And I feel like that's the way you look at these things.
So that's where the money going.
This way it should go.
That's where it should go. Let's try to take these calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Caller, you still there? No? Caller not there? Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, could you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah. Mr. Bastian got to be careful, On one hand, he's saying, well, they ain't really got no persons out there who could do the job or have the experience in gaming. But he don't want to disrespect anybody. But the point is, before he was born, we had in this country before he was born. And so on both sides.
He was saying the F&M ain't got nobody. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, no. I know plenty, but I don't call any names. We have plenty of persons who can do the gaming on either side. He needs to do his homework. And another problem I have, too, is that, Mr. Bastian, listen to me. You don't take pictures of the poor people when you do something for them. The Bible is strictly against that. If you can do something for somebody, do it. But you don't have to take pictures of them doing that. Okay?
You disqualify all of our politicians just now.
I'm saying, when you do something, you don't take pictures. That's humility. You don't do that with people, man. If you want to win, you win, but you do it the right way. But don't use the poor to try to say you're doing something. We have many persons in this country who have done 100 times more than Sebas, but they don't publicize it. Okay, and I've known them. So tell him, do some homework before he start talking some things.
You said you know a bunch of people that did more than Sebas.
Oh, man. Come on. Okay. It ain't all about money either.
All right.
Money,
that's what I want to
know. Money. It ain't all about money.
Okay.
Well, I guess in the gaming industry, you take from the poor to give back to the poor. So it's a circle.
I just was about to say that's the system.
It's a circle of gambling. Huh? Right. You can't call them robbing it. It's taken from some other people.
Yeah. The concept of robbery is from the wealthy to the poor.
Yeah.
This case is something else.
Yeah. And then when you give tax money to the government, as somebody pointed out to me, but the government also rents from you, there's another circle. Yeah. You're all giving each other money and then taking the money back and then giving it back and then taking it back and then giving it back.
That's why in all of this discussion, I think the one thing that we miss was the amount of, and again, this is no criticism of his system, but clearly he's kind of diversified his portfolio from just the numbers industry into real estate, into other investment portals. And then you have to ask yourself the question, how much of his properties that he's gone on to develop has now gone back to be rented by the government?
Right.
So that's where you have to raise all of these questions. So, you're not there. But
and also, I mean, you got so much money that you just got to go do the next thing.
You got to do something?
You got to go do the next thing.
The money just got to just sit there.
It can't. What is it doing?
Yeah.
Like my grandma used to say, you can't eat it. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, my brother. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Chester, I can make my point. I can try to speak clearly and slowly.
Yes.
When I voted yes for the lotto. I drafted up a letter about 20 years ago. I think I think Mr. Ingram was a PM. And I had a draft. I got one copy, but I can't find it. But I think I gave Dwight and all of one. And I had a draft. The money shouldn't go in consolidated funds. So you have to we got these board and smart people can run these things. Because look like giving them money to go in consolidated funds is go missing. I had an earmark, $250 million for youth, sports, and culture. Paul and David, somebody was crying all about. I know we could have a good NBA basketball team a long time. I mean, for the Olympics. But the politicians and lawyers, they say NVB means. I had another $250 million earmark for NHI, National Health Insurance. So I don't care what kind of disease you got, the money will cover. The doctors will get paid, nurses will get paid, etc. I earmark another $250 million to pay down the debt. Pay down the debt every year. $250 million paying down the debt. I earmark another $250 million to help with the infrastructure of buildable our family of islands. Because, we the people in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Lucio, Abaco, still got to take care of the family violence. All the governments I'm doing, I told them both PLPs and helping them taxing my children, my grandkids. $14 billion worth of debt. Chester, I always hear you crying about land and things. You came in the land and you got 2 or 3 jobs and you were educated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? See, I could go on and on and on. Chester, let me ask you and the guest something. If you were the Prime Minister right now today, would you still be giving me citizenship? Ask me, sir.
I mean, if the people were eligible for it. But giving away is this key word here that people keep using. Is it being given away?
I would be open to the idea of raising a cap on citizenship. I feel like we could grow and develop as a country if we implemented a good immigration strategy.
Yeah. But, giving away, I don't think so. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, the show's so good. Sorry, I didn't miss. I had to call back.
Oh.
All right. Chester and Mr.
Wells.
Wells.
Mr. Wells. Sorry, man, that's such a nice name right now. I tried hard to remember that. Mr. Wells. Yes, sir. What I forgot, right? You all had mentioned that that the COI probably didn't have the full slate, right? But we do have a full slate. One person wasn't ratified, right? 40 persons are ratified, right? So the intimidation is because there haven't been a third party that wasn't able to be sold out or buy out by these 2 other parties, right? And still able to put the whole slate out, right? And all of this is intimidation to these dinosaurs because they're not used to this type of atmosphere.
Let me ask you a question. Are you're saying you are a COI or a COI supporter?
I'm a COI supporter.
Let me ask you this question because everybody's going to want to try and figure this out. Where are the COI supporters coming from? Are some of them being stripped from PLP and F&M bases? Are they independent voters?
That's an easy question.
Who are they?
That's a very easy question, Chester, because, people just can't drop with the sky like we see them doing today.
I agree.
Right? The people who are COI, this ain't rocket science. They people we are people who are tired of the status quo, Chester. The PLPs and the F&M, lost their base, and the PLP lost their base. None of them could ever say today that they have the same base what they even had in 2021. None of them could say that. And that's only simply because people are feeling these things in real life and moving away from the idea of, my Grammy was a PLP and my mother was, and all of that, because Grammy in the grave can't pay the bills what they have to pay today, right? So that's what's happening to the PLP. But let me just leave this idea with you guys and see if it makes any sense, right? When it comes to the lottery, hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
When it comes to the lottery, right, you don't think we should be developing, saying that we have an archipelago, right? And we should be buying like 2-3 balls in Cat Island and 4 balls in Andros, right? And all of these islands, right, can have their own way of developing just to our own national type of lottery, right? So whatever monies is derived from the lotto, whoever purchased Cat Island, right, and Cat right, if all the money was purchased to buy numbers in Cat Island and nobody win, right, then Cat Island get part of that, or Michael get part of that, or Exuma gets a part of that, because now we throw in our own behaving ball, and we don't have to rely on the American system. Huh?
No, I see what you're saying.
But it appears that we are not creativity. We just sheep. You guys have a nice day.
Appreciate it. Okay. Let's try to take some more of these calls before we got to go to the break. I almost was missing the point, but I see what he's saying. Yeah. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester. Good morning, Brother Wells.
Good morning.
Man, I love that last contribution just now. That young man opened my eyes just now with his take on the national lottery. Gentlemen, I don't know if you guys are, well, I know for a fact you guys are not as old as I am, been existing in these Bahamas for quite some time have seen many things and often look at many things happening here with jaundiced eyes, why we are not at a greater place in the history of this country than where we are today. Mm-hmm. I am of the opinion that there are just some persons who just stifling the systems that we have to maintain the status quo because there are certain persons benefiting from the organized chaos that we're going through in this country. Let me give you a classic example. If you guys can remember a few years ago, probably about 3-4 years ago, there was a man who came here and tried to introduce a cruise ship type of operation between some islands to see if we could actually, I guess it was like a test run to see whether it's viable for us to do something similar, right? Mm-hmm. We got all of these international carriers that come here that carry you from here to the other destinations in the Caribbean and stuff. We're almost 700 islands, okay, rocks and keys. And for us now to talk about having tourism, which is that it's not going to go anywhere. But I just believe that it's about time that we start to do things like our economy. That if the pandemic was not a perfect indicator of how one incident can actually collapse your economy, collapse everything here, then, and we're still like hamsters spinning on this wheel, I just don't understand what kind of people we are. Looking at different things that we can create right here, yes, no one is saying that it's not going to take money, because we're surely spending a whole bunch of money on all kind of other things, and yet we haven't seen a return on ROI on our monies yet. But we have so many opportunities here, so many brilliant people here that can actually put some stuff together, but we just don't have the finances, personal finances, many of us, to kick these things off. So, therefore, it comes back down to the government representing the people to get some of these initiatives off the ground. Now, someone said to me the other day, said, everybody relies on the government to do everything, right? Mm-hmm. But isn't that what the government is here for?
I don't know. Not everything.
I don't agree with that.
Well, when I say
sometimes you ain't want them in your business, trust me.
Well, when I say everything, I'm talking about just about every major initiative that we can do to move and spur other economic growth for our people. That's from the angle I'm coming from. So, basically, all I'm going to say is this. Bahamians aren't sleeping. We have a lot of thinkers in this country. There's some things that's going to hit the target. There's some things that is possibly...
We coming up on the news. Yep. We got you loud and clear. We're going to go to the news and be right back. Call back if you want in the next hour.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
And now with 8:27, it's time for your final look at today's weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Your general situation: high pressure ridge remains across the area, generating gentle to moderate breezes and partly sunny skies. However, lingering troughing near the southeastern islands along with streaming moisture will trigger some isolated showers. That lingering trough is expected to dissipate on Saturday, while residual moisture will support a few isolated showers across the island chain, along with light to gentle winds and warmer springtime temperatures through the weekend. A late-season cold front is expected to move into the northern islands by Monday, accompanied once again by a wet weather pattern along with moderate to strong breezes that is expected to affect the islands through the end of the work week. Rip currents and rough surf. There is a danger of both of those along Atlantic exposed beaches and passages across the island chain. Beachgoers and swimmers are strongly advised to remain out of Atlantic waters. For the northern Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming variably cloudy at night. A 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times. Your high temperature today, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming variably cloudy tonight. a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds becoming fair tonight, a 20% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots with occasional gusts. Your high temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 76 degrees Fahrenheit. For the southeast Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds becoming fair tonight, a 20 to 30% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots, occasionally falling to 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 77 degrees Fahrenheit. In your extended outlook, for all areas, a mix of sun and clouds. This is for Saturday. During the day, becoming mostly fair during the night. A 10 to 20% chance of spotty showers. Winds in the northern and northwest Bahamas, east to northeast to east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. For the central and southeast Bahamas, winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And your forecast for Sunday, the 19th of April, for the northern and northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy. For the central and southeast Bahamas, partly sunny during the day, becoming mostly fair during the night. For all areas, a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds for the northern and northwest Bahamas, easterly at 10 knots or less. For the central and southeast Bahamas, easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Your high temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, your low 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your final look at weather, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Looking to paint? Your local Sherwin-Williams stores has top quality paints, expert advice, and everyday discounts to help you save, only at Sherwin-Williams. And it's time for a look at traffic, brought to you by Anyway Insurance. Checking out your hot spots right now. Some traffic on Gladstone Road. As you approach the hill, getting toward John F. Kennedy Drive, so traffic is starting to back up there. Some light traffic along Tony Williams Darling Highway if you're heading east. You're going to meet traffic slowing at the roundabout there with Samala Butler Highway. Of course, Samala Butler Highway backed up all the way to Fire Trail Road. So you want to exercise patience there. A lot of traffic on Blue Hill Road northbound as you come off of Carmichael Road. You got some traffic moving as you approach the Southwest Plaza, but you get into a jam there as you get onto Blue Hill Road. Lots of traffic between the East Street roundabout and the Blue Hill Road roundabout with the Big Chicken. Most of your traffic is on the eastbound side. Lots of traffic on Robinson Road as it transfers its name to Charles. Most of your traffic right before Soldier Road. A lot of traffic on Robinson Road as you approach Marathon Road. On the Eastern Road, look like you're moving a little bit. Some flow there. Some traffic on Bay Street. Most of the hot spots there, not too bad right now. That's your traffic, your look at traffic. Brought to you by Anyway Insurance Agents and Brokers. Whether you're on the road or planning your next move, we've got you covered. Visit NUAinsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
Bahamas, get ready. The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation presents the 5th annual Taste and Tell Food Expo, the biggest food processing event of the year. Join us April 25th at the Western Esplanade from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Enjoy live cooking demos, competitions, eating contests with prizes, a fun kiddie corner, and live entertainment. Don't miss it. For more information, call 376-6209. Taste and Tell. Come for the food, stay for the fun.
Monday, April 20th. Join us as we ride the wave with Brave. This Monday at 7:30 p.m., the Progressive Liberal Party brings the Rally for Progress to the Bahamas Beach Soccer Stadium next to P.I. Bridge. Hear from our leader, Brave Davis, Deputy Leader Chester Cooper, and the full team. Be there on Monday and choose Progress.
The PLP is ready. PLPs! God bless the PLP, and God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Monday, April 20th.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
5 years of PLP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, they've spent millions on taxpayer-funded trips, a government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excessive pressure on our schools, our housing, and our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
Livingston, Josiah JP, Livingston,
Josiah the JP. I Josiah the JP. Josiah the JP.
Don't mind Livingston.
Josiah the JP.
Don't mind Livingston.
Josiah the JP. Josiah the JP.
Oh, welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan while he's off. Ricardo Wells here with me, having a good conversation with a lot of our callers. Now let's have a good conversation with some of our texters.
That's where the trouble is. That's where the trouble is start.
Oh boy, yeah, we want to read some of your text messages because we didn't get to in the last hour. This person says, good morning. With the numbers houses, persons would win small amounts of money to pay some bills, but with the National Lottery, a family stands to win millions. Only the number boys get rich with the current system.
Y'all know that, like that seed, but you have to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. This person says, morning, the PLP leader, Fred Mitchell, don't respect third parties. The PLP leader. No, respect. Okay. This person says, saw a Jamaican dude out there partying in a motorcade. Okay. Say dude can't vote. How you know that? Morning, the issue with Sabas, with him not with government. What? I can't even read that. Send that text again. Plus, okay, anyway. How long you? Okay, y'all, let's run out. Good morning, guys. I agree with 52. I'm not a gambler, and I'm definitely not going in a gambling house. But trust me, I'll take my chances with the National Lottery. Okay. Why do PLPs so like to lotion these leaders? I mean, that's a thing that people do, not just PLPs. Tell our last caller just now who mentioned, so Socrates and Mr. Bain was brilliant. Enough respect, bro. Keep the contributions. And then I had a texter say, a man of many jobs and few successes doesn't make him a Socrates. That was a different text. So, morning, I'd like to thank the caller about Mr. Bain. I commend him for what he's doing in this country. The caller or Mr. Bain? This person says, good morning. Y'all need to advise 52 that he can start up his own podcast or YouTube channel if he have a lot to say and share his views. Y'all is hate boy. Good morning. Let's be real. The National Lottery will take years to develop. That will be just like Freedom of Information Act and the sale of the hotel, coming for years and never reach. No, son. Trust me. If they want to do that, they can get it done quick. Good morning, C. Allen. Always seems to have the answer for everything. Why don't he run for office to be part of the solution? Maybe he is in the background running for something. History tells us that many of the historical figures who changed history were radicals. They did crazy things. They did things the normal law-abiding citizen would not do, like throwing a mace out a window.
Okay.
Okay.
I was expecting you to go someplace else.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, the mace out the window, that was real radical.
Sure. But doing a crazy thing does not make you Socrates. So here we go again. Or leadership material. It simply means you are willing to take a risk. In 2026, actually, ever since Bradley Roberts, I'm extremely weary of handing the country over to hotheads.
Bradley Roberts to you.
North. I don't know why they're beating up Bradley Roberts. God rest the dead. The PLP government swore in those people on Eleuthera to influence those people's families to vote. Okay. I don't know what was happening.
I got to see this video.
I don't know what they're talking about. And they're saying the PLP. But anyway, was there something wrong with swearing in people? But also, as the person was saying, what would this do for you? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, well, it could influence other people to vote.
The register closed.
Right. So even if they can't vote, maybe some vote on their behalf. I don't know. I mean, not that it wouldn't help somebody. But anyhow, I feel like Sabas this is a text, I feel like Sabas is very intelligent, but I still feel as if he thinks he's the only one with the expertise. I don't know what that's about. But he also...
See, y'all forced me into the space where I got to defend Mr. Bastian. One thing I got to give him credit for, he always says that he is not the expert in all these spaces. That's why he likes to surround himself with qualified talent. He always says that. I don't want to defend him. I'm just saying that's what he always says.
Right. And they go on to say he also said that he has foreign expertise in his business, but he is against the National Lottery shouldn't have foreign expertise. Well, he didn't say that. But he's correct in some parts. But how can you say certain things when you are doing whatsoever you please in your business? Yeah, that part was a little bit shaky. Good morning, Chester, Ricardo, and Bahamas. History is there for the record to show that it is possible that any human being can make mistakes and not cover all grounds legally, regardless of the wealth that one might have. U.S. corporations and governments have fallen down in this area legally, and wealth is not based only on money. Wealth is known in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, kindness, grace, mercy, and most of all, love. And my friends, is for all people to know and live by. And my friends, okay, I understand the last part of that. But thank you for your text. This person says, the only thing I got from Sebastian's statement is that the amount of the contract is incorrect. He never said that he didn't have any contracts. Therefore, he should have made those contracts known. Shake my head, this country is finished. We accept any old excuse and made up explanations. Those with money can do no wrong. That's not true. They could do wrong. But before they finish doing wrong, they could do whatever they want. What madness is it for the Bahamas to shift our tourism what's happening? Tourism economic model to further align with the cruise industry, which undermines the strength of our tourism product. We really need a GTR show to challenge the many misguided, uninformed ideas about economic diversification. These third-party entities also often promote unexamined concepts rather than addressing the actual issues facing the Bahamas. Let's not spend another 5 years after this election in discussions without any meaningful thought. Let me send this video to Ricardo so he could review it while I'm reading these text messages. Apparently, this is the video. This person says, language is important. Sabas says to find the 50 million contract, not the 51.49. 55, 65, he said 50. Not above or below this amount or any contract. If I show he has a 45 million contract with the government, he can argue that Lincoln is not entitled to the reward because it's not the 50 million amount. Like for anyone to win playing his numbers game, the winning numbers must match exactly.
Y'all listen too much time with y'all.
Oh, Chester, Owen. Owen? Do you think you're Owen Wells?
I don't have the legal expertise. I don't.
Chester Owen, the water I see the selection going.
The way I see the
that's
selection.
okay. The PLP will lose. The FNM will become the new government. Looking at FNM 30 seats, PLP 11 seats, it's time for change. Y'all that's numbers y'all like to play. That's people who like to play numbers, guessing all these things.
Oh, so 3011. That's the okay. I get it. I get it, Dexter.
I am always amazed that people have issues with Sea Island providing information that we should all already know. Why should we already know? Are those people so deep in the cave that anyone who shines any form of light into their crevice must be attacked? I don't know. Good morning. I agree with the caller earlier. Take the lotto and nationalize it. None of them, FNM, PLP, willing to face the bully for the betterment of the country. Who's the bully? Good morning. Sabas will win his seat simply because he does not need government funds to get things done in his constituency.
See, this is the question I have. Why do you all feel like MPs are supposed to like rebuild entire constituencies? Like, where did this idea come from? Like, MP's supposed to come in and build the parks and do all this. That's a government. The member of parliament is supposed to go to the House of Assembly and present your thoughts and concerns as a constituent. Where are we getting the idea from that your MP is supposed to come and fix the roads, rebuild the polls. Like, where's that coming from? I confused by that.
No, we've developed that understanding over the years, and it's stuck now. So that must be where it came from. I don't know. But at the very least, the MP, especially as they campaign, need to do something for me because you promised to do something for me.
That's true. That's true. If I vote, I want my MP do something for me too.
Yeah. So
probably could put that on a shirt for election day.
This person says, "Good morning, Sabas will win his seat." Oh, this is the same one, right? Oh, I didn't finish it. He doesn't need government funds to get things done in his constituency, unlike many other politicians who are looking to. Okay, can't read the rest of that. Morning, the issue with Sabas, with him not declaring his dealings with government, that is going nowhere, even though I believe he is wrong. Well, the lawyers in the party say that he still has time, and whoever else needs to do it, they still have time. They say within the month before the election, is what the words of the law say.
You haven't seen a jacket for that.
No. So this person say, doesn't Sabas, okay. Well, what? Anyway, Ricardo can read that on his own time. They're after you, boy. President says the dangerous thing about Sabas. Are we saying Sabas has no beneficial interest in any? No, we're not saying that. History tells us that many historical figures. I must have didn't read the last part of it.
Yeah,
It's
a long text.
It's a lot. We getting the idea from the MPs with Happy Valentine's billboards.
Okay, fair point. So if you see the billboard, you feel like they got time for that. They got time to rebuild parks and all that. Cool, I understand.
I didn't get that text just now. The dangerous thing about Sabas Flowers and all these guys with financial influence is they believe the law doesn't apply to them. Is that what they believe? They've shown us that much for decades. Oh, okay. Sabas told us years ago he already considers himself a cabinet minister. What? What kind of mind says that?
I think these people sit some meetings.
Yeah.
Because clearly you want to have these discussions. I get it.
Okay. Okay. Somebody is trying to be rude to you.
To me?
I don't know why. The commissioner said yesterday on the news that Sabas submitted all the necessary papers and requirements that he needed to declare. He said that it's the commissioner's job to publish those interests. In government, that's the boss had submitted privately, publicly. I'm going to need y'all to run your text through AI or something before you send it.
Must be such long messages.
I'm not sure what the rest of that says. He said that the commissioner's office will publish those documents within 2 days. Okay. So it's the commissioner's job to publish it. That the law says that they should publish it. So I don't know who says.
Let me see my text message.
Who publishes? That's the first one. The other one come from somebody else up higher than that. Let's take these calls. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Morning.
Morning.
You know, just two things I want to bring to your attention. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It looks as though the color red and blue, and I'm trying to figure out if that's just by coincidence or whatever. A lot of Caribbean nations, the opposition is either red or blue. I don't know if you ever took a notice of that. And I'm trying to, that's something that is, something that is colonial or what. But in a lot of Caribbean countries, especially around the time, a lot of them are having elections around the same time, and some are wearing the same color scheme, red or blue. I thought that was very interesting. I just was, thought that was interesting, and I looked at that. Second thing, I'm wondering, the question I'd like to put out there, if Sabas was running with the opposition party, do you think all of this talk that is about Sabas, would be coming from the opposition?
Repeat that question, caller.
I said, if you think Sabas was running with the opposition party, do you think that there would be all this talk about Sabah from the opposition?
If he was running with them?
No.
Yeah.
No. Why would they talk about it?
Right. Do you remember? The reason why I ask that is simply because I think it has to do, and I hate to say this, but a lot of Bahamians, they have the situation which we don't like to see our own succeeding. We tend to try to pull down a lot of people, and I'm not really pro or con for gambling or whatever the case. It doesn't matter to me. But it seems as though, I feel as though if he was on the opposite side, then there would be hardly any much to say. And I truly believe that. But I think because he went with where he went with, it turns out to be very interesting. And if you do think that I'm just saying this, do you remember before Rick Fox decided where he wanted to be?
The same thing.
You remember before Rick Fox decided where he wanted to be?
Yeah.
And what they were saying from both ends, from the other end?
Yeah.
People were questioning his citizenship. People were doing all of this. Oh, he's an ambassador for the PLP, and so he must be a PLP. It's just interesting, the psychology of our mindset of our Bahamian people. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Bahamians are very, very team oriented. So if you ain't with us, you're against us. That's the Bahamian mindset.
Yeah, it's true. Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I listen in, right? And there's a lot of callers calling in about certain things, but I guess I want them to know you can't get in your feelings about certain things. All of the things, the questions that are asking about different candidates, they're warranted. They should be asked, all right? Based on the Constitution, if the Constitution claims that there's no one should be running for a candidate if you have a contract with the government, which is a conflict of interest. The Constitution trumps any laws of the country. And if people are saying that because someone is a millionaire or someone is whatever, then the Constitution doesn't apply, then we lost, because it's been shown for years, like whatever party that is in power, the Constitution don't apply to them, all right? And you have also with Ali McIntosh. She made some good points, but we just overlook it because she's a third party and no one really listening to her or whatever deal is, We have to stop this and put law and order. That's why if the foreigners see we doing something, we are lawless amongst ourselves. They come with their monies and they influence the system and they do what they want to do. By the time as we all wake up and stop playing politics with our future, we won't have nothing left for our children. And then one of you commented on what one of the callers say about fixing the communities, and we expect that politicians fix the communities. I have a question to you all and all of the people. Every election, every MP is given $750,000 for that constituency or that community. If a fraction of that money was spent in these communities, would our communities look the way it look? And for years, you had politicians going around buying fridge and stove, fixing roof. When Sabah's coming in, Sabah set a standard. Because as a contractor, I drive through Chippenham, and I had some material in the back of my truck, and someone waved me down and said, "You Sabah's contractor?" And I said, "No." I said, "Sabah." I said, "Yeah," because I said, "Y'all need a contractor?" They said, "No, Sabah's harvest contractor coming to fix the house." So if you start off by fixing everybody's roof, doing everything, what you expect for the people to think or expect of the rest of the candidates? So we got to put our logical thinking caps on, stick with the Constitution, and start to enforce the law in our country.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
And I don't know if you all agree with that, but the law is the law. We can't go against the law for no reason, not because someone got money or someone wealthy or we are in their favor, that's our party. Winning first at all times. I'll hang up and listen to you all.
Yeah. I mean, the law just states that you got to disclose and declare, right? So once that happens, it's all fair game.
And again, this is why it's important for us to look beyond the clips, because I saw the clip everybody's referring to. This debate. But I think his point in that moment was that Sabah did not declare. I think it was he was either supposed to declare or disavow himself up to a certain point before being ratified or before going through the nomination process.
Yeah.
But
He read the law as 1 month before
Yeah.
the election.
This is why the law is such a big deal. We all have to make ourselves aware of the Bahamian Constitution and understand what those laws actually mean before just jumping on the bandwagon and, going along for the ride.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's try to take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
The caller right before me, what he said, the law said, that ain't what the law says. If, like the gentleman just said, behemoths, even persons who run in for parliament, many of them don't know the Constitution. You ask them if they come to your house campaigning, ask them what Article 1, Chapter 1 of the Constitution is all about, they can't tell you. The law pertaining to government contract, the law doesn't say that you cannot have a government contract and run to be a member of parliament. The law doesn't say that you can't be an MP and have a government contract. The law doesn't say that. If somebody could show me either in the Constitution or statute law where it says that the law just requires you to declare your interest in the contract within a certain period of time before the date of the general election. Now, what usually happens, if you could check, last election, a number of candidates made declaration that they had interest in a government contract. And I think when it comes to the election, the Parliamentary Election Department is responsible for elections. So your declaration is only needed when time for you to nominate if you're going to be nominated to run. So I think all those declarations last time was printed the same time and all the financial declarations that's required
and they will be
nominated,
Yeah.
and all the other nomination papers are printed. The government is the official gazette. Is either whichever newspaper the government entity decide to print official government information in for the general public. That's what is considered the official gazette. So the Nassau Guardian or the Tribune, one of those papers will print all of the documentations that the candidate submitted for nomination that is lawfully required.
Yeah.
People keep saying that government contract. You just need to declare your interest. Not only read Article 48, you also have to read the interpretation, which you will find in Article 37 on page 83 of what it means to be interested in a government contract. You see?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people is listen to what other people say without checking the information themselves.
Yeah.
Google, it takes a couple of seconds for you to Google, and the Constitution is online. You could find it for yourself, read it for yourself. Now, some of the wording, the legal jargon, even the lawyers have their way of interpreting the legal jargon because they're trying to advocate for their client. So that's why we have the courts. If Lincoln and them believe what is going on with Sabas is unlawfully being done, they have every right to take that to court. They don't have to wait for the election, They could go to court right now and get an injunction against Sabas.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so much.
I agree 1,000% with the caller, but again, this is why I made the point. We look at that video, we jump to conclusion, we jump on the bandwagon and say, hey, this is the case.
Yeah.
But you have to read the law, understand how the law is being interpreted and used in this matter.
Yeah.
The law speaks specifically to him disclosing any interest.
Right.
I don't understand how we got this far. We argued about the amount, we argued about all this. Did he disclose? We move on from there.
Right. Yep. Let's try to take some more of these calls before we close out Morning Blend. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
You remember former Deputy Prime Minister, oh, God, what was his name? The gentleman who was in St. Anne's for many, many years.
Mr. Simonet.
Mr. Simonet. And the post office issue.
Oh, boy.
You remember that?
Yes.
Didn't he have interest in that?
I don't know why now
That's what
that
I'm saying.
Sabas is running, that all of these things are new. We've never gone through.
That's what I'm
We've
saying.
seen all of this before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And we've tried to make it seem as though this is something brand new.
Yeah.
And you remember what he did? He was a cabinet minister, I think, and he stepped down and served out his time. and the process
He stayed
went
on
through.
as member of parliament.
Member of
Let's be
Parliament,
clear there.
right.
He stayed on as member of parliament.
That's
the
right.
interest was disclosed, and he went on.
That's what
he
I'm
went
saying.
on. So
So I don't know what this whole big hullabaloo is all about. All right.
All right, thank you. I was taking the call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Morning, Blaine.
Morning.
What about Dr. Minnis with the clinic opposite Bell Brothers? He was a minister of health under Mr. Ingram, and Mr. Ingram told him to get rid of the contract. Under Mr. Ingram, he still kept the contract, and he was still the minister of health. Okay, but not only that, I heard on yesterday they were giving out gas vouchers for first-time voters in Garden Hills. You know who won one?
I didn't know that was a thing. I would have
Won
pulled
it?
up.
Rick Fox.
First-time voters?
He's a first-time voter.
I would have been yesterday.
But he's driving EV, so he ain't in there.
Yeah, but he's a first-time voter. He must even give it to somebody else. But he win one for first-time voter. God bless.
Yeah, thank you. You're salty. Boy. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Blend. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Sparky here. You know, yesterday was nomination day,
No, we didn't know.
and you know, this is what you really call the official start of what we call silly season, but I try not to be silly. I live in Garden Hills, and I also maintain the park in Pride Estate, which is a part of Garden Hills. I beautify it, I design it, I plant trees every 10 feet around, fruit trees. But yesterday I decided I would venture away from Pride Estate and go and visit the three candidates to their headquarters and talk with them and find out what are their views for Pride Estate, you know? Take my time and visit each one. The closest one was Rick Fox. Sat and talked with him for a little while. The people there gave me some T-shirts to carry with me. Then I went to Mr. Mario Boleg, and I did the same thing. Take some pictures. The lady put a blue shirt on me to take pictures with Mario Boleg, to shake his hand, and wish him the best of luck. He's been my representative for the last 5 years. And then I went looking for the lady for COI to shake her hand and meet her, because I've never met her yet. Miss Claire, I think she did. But I couldn't find her headquarters. Then I went to visit the chairman of both parties, Dr. Dwayne Sanders off East Street. That was right around the corner from Mario Boleg. There I was also met with the supporters for him, took a video and shake his hand and wish him the best of luck as chairman, and the representative for Bamboo Town for them. From there, I went up to visit the chairman of the PLP, Mr. Fred Mitchell. He wasn't nowhere around because he was out on the campaign, but I stood in Fox Hill for a little while. And when they say silly season, now Sparky has become a traitor because I'm taking pictures with each candidate with everybody's shirt on, and now I'm a traitor. But they can't say whether I'm a FNM, PLB, or COI. I just went to visit the candidates, which is my constitutional right, to find out what are their plans for Pride Estate and Garden Hills in the next 5 years. Because now I'm a member of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm a Bahamian. I have to look out for myself first, self-preservation, first law of nature from God. Then I have to think about my children and my grandchildren, and now I have a great-grandson. I will be 75 on May the 4th. God spare my life. But now in my country, because I'm wearing these color shirts to take a picture with the candidates coming up in the next election. That's how Bahamian people think of one another. Haitians stick together, Jamaicans stick together, Chinese stick together, Philippines stick together, Europeans do it, British do it, Americans do it, but Bahamians be like Kong San, so mix up.
Yeah.
If I shake hands with the other person, I am a traitor. We have to stop. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sparky. Hope they don't label you a traitor too long.
No, but I really wanna encourage Bahamians to do exactly what Sparky
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I don't know how
absolutely.
he did all that in one day, but if you're in a constituency, visit the offices of everybody vying for to be a representative. Visit their office, sit with them, talk with them, understand the plans that they have for your community. Whether it's one of the big parties, whether it's the smaller parties, whether it's an independent candidate, talk to the persons vying to represent you in the House of Assembly. Find out the things that they actually want to accomplish. Find out some of the things that they think are too far off or too hard to do. Communicate with these persons as best as possible so you can make the best informed decision in the next general election.
That's right. Well said. Absolutely. So you can't call nobody a traitor for that.
No, that's as Sparky said, that's your God-given right. You're right under the Constitution.
Even if you was a card-carrying member of a party.
You can wear all the shirts at the same time if you want. That's
right.
your God-given right.
That's right.
Don't let nobody force you into making a decision before time.
That's right.
Go through the process, understand what you're voting for, and become an informed voter. That's the most important thing in this process.
Yep. Let's close up the show and get ready for Morning Blend Business. And we'll be right back.
Don't let nobody. New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. My name is Chester Robards, along with Owen Wells.
I'll take it. I gotta find Owen now.
You go what?
I gotta find Owen now. Tell the people calling me him on radio.
Someone, Ricardo, one of y'all owe each other royalties. I'm not sure. We got Ricardo Wells with us, and we're continuing our conversation this Morning Blend Business. We're talking about the business of politics. Yeah. Is it a business?
Very lucrative. Very lucrative. You see how much scientists on there yesterday?
Hey.
I see juggling costumes, motorcades. DJs made plenty money yesterday.
I'm just glad Lawn Sign Gate isn't out of hand yet.
Well, a little bit, because apparently in Garden Hills, I saw the report, Rick Fox covered some sort of
signs all over the
pole.
place?
Not lawn signs.
Oh,
He covered poles and cloth, and people just wasn't with it. So
yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing.
This Christmas cloth gate again.
Yeah.
Ah, boy.
Got a lot going on.
Well, BPL wasn't too happy about that. They put out statements about everybody putting up signs on their poles.
So let me ask: did BPL not expect signage to go on the poles? Because I'm like, if you knew this was coming, why not put the statement out before?
But again, yeah, you're right. Every 5 years, and I've never seen the statement from BPL ever. It's the first time.
When I saw the statement, I was like, the poles just get damaged. Like this is a new thing. These new poles. Like when did this become a thing? But shout out to BPL.
And then part two of that, things that make you go, is is, and I didn't forget. But yeah, it happens every 5 years.
I was shocked.
Part 2 is nobody after that came out.
Oh, nobody remove anything. No.
Right. So
clearly this is our Grand Bahama because the Grand Bahama the farmer go and take it down.
Oh yeah, dog eat your lunch, you pay for all them things.
But anyway, put your statements up.
What I hope and dream is that all of the sign making companies in this country are just having steak for dinner every night. That's what I hope.
I feel as a part of nomination day and the declaration process, we need companies like sign companies to come out and declare how much they made from political parties. Like as a part of nomination day, I need to hear from the sign company. We declared, I don't know, $10 million during this process.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we would know how much is being invested in these campaigns.
That's true.
There's no campaign laws.
No, right.
So we don't know. We just see the amount of money being. When I saw about a billboard to PLP put up, I was like, could you all put this into like some sort of housing development or something?
Yeah.
Because where y'all get all this plywood from?
Yeah. FYI, my vehicle is for rent. So if anyone wants to wrap it, you just call me. I'm taking anyone. COI, FNO, whoever you want.
That's actually a pretty good idea. That's good business.
And I'm charging you per day, okay?
Oh,
after you wrap it. To use me as a
will
billboard.
Will you keep the wrap after the election cycle, even if the candidate loses?
No, that's a good question.
If
they pay me, sure.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, why not?
So you too can also use my car. If Chester comes up with a good rate, I'll jump on board as well.
I don't want a candidate. I want the whole body. And the whole body. I don't want a candidate.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, we do have a guest who's on the way to talk to us about some real estate coming up. A real estate event this Saturday, actually. So you're not gonna want to miss that. It's called the sorry, I have it right here. The Bahamas Real Estate Exchange, and that is on Saturday, April 18th. So we're gonna have a conversation about that while we are in the midst of this. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blood.
Hey, morning, Chester.
Morning.
Yes, I think Ricardo Wells.
Good morning.
Are you the business person?
Yes.
I think that's.
Yes, sir.
For the Guardian?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen your name. Now, I want to challenge you on something you said, Ricardo Wells. You were saying you don't know why they were.
Ricardo is not the business reporter. Chester is.
I am. Yeah, Chester is. If you're challenging the business thing, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You said, Mr. Wells. You said. You don't understand why they're bringing that point up with Sabas, right? Well, I understand whether it's right or wrong, whether ultimately the Lincoln Bain is correct or incorrect. I think it's a valid position, but you almost trivialize it, like why why I don't. And so what I understand is that possibly he didn't properly gazette in Lincoln Bain's understanding, which is 30 days prior to the 30th day or 31st day of when the election is. And that's what I understood the Constitution to say. I do agree with them, in spite of what Valentine Grimes say, because it doesn't make any sense for you to put that in law that, okay, you have to declare within 30 days, 31 days. So that means the day before you get declare, 2 days before you get declared. That don't make no sense. And then what about all the others who declared before? That means that theirs were void. That don't make no sense. So I'm of the position, and it has to be challenged. I doubt anyone is going to challenge it personally, because that's a lot of financial thing. So I understand where he's coming from. Could it have been a slur? I think Sabas kind of got his stuff together. So maybe he did and we just don't see it. I don't know. So I'm saying it is a valid position, and anyone who challenges Rick Fox or whatever, those are valid positions. Anyone. So I believe in that. I believe it shouldn't be trivialized. I think it's a valid point. And I think it has actually put a challenge to the PLP. And the lottery did, which I don't agree with. Now, the FNM didn't really have a lot to go on, but they have two things that, at least one thing, and then the COI added another. And then lastly, it's amazing how I find myself cheering that the PLP did some roads, right? Early on, they paved roads and they did a lot of things. They built community centers. It's amazing how I'm cheering for happy about stuff like that. And we should be far ahead. We should be having bigger stuff achieved rather than these little things that we are now, that I am actually celebrating I believe, we should really be celebrating bigger things, more successful. When you talk about business, more Bahamians becoming business persons, the wages of Bahamians increasing, the standard of living increasing. I think those should be areas where that parties really need to lock onto and really change and transform this, where we are in debt, where we actually producing, and then the debt is declining. And I don't see that. And so my kids has a future that's going to be challenging for them. But hopefully they'll make it. Thanks for that time.
Thank you. To get that real estate for them quick before you can't afford that no more.
It up there.
Don't forget, your pay don't go along with the cost of living. Your pay is be at least 15 years behind that.
Factual.
Let's take this next call. Good.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, to call back. I just forgot to send out my condolences to Mr. Dwight Strachan, the manager of the talk shows at Guardian, on the passing on his beloved mother. I know he got some days off to funeralize her and do all that family stuff.
Yes.
So to Mr. Dwight Strachan, his father, Tracy Strachan, was my headmaster at Donald Davis before they ushered me off to the government high. I could remember Mr. Tracy Strachan, the pew he stood in St. George's, Dwight, and all of them. I knew them, but I knew Dwight them before they knew Sparky. So Dwight Strachan from Sparky, we love you, good buddy. Take care, Mom. Put her to rest and I'll find a resting place. Put her in a nice pink outfit. Have a good day, Dwight.
Thank you, Sparky. Appreciate that. You always don't have to apologize for calling back. Anyway, I appreciate that you do, but it's nice of you. Let's take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Hello.
Hey, turn your radio down for us.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just called to make this point here. Since we're, glorifying Mr. Bastian, not to take anything from him, are we now to assume that most of his wealth came from the illegal number business or when it was illegal? So does that mean now that now we, praising him as a superhero, so does that mean when marijuana becomes legal, we now give the Samuel Knighty Knowles and the other alleged drug dealers knighthood or celebrate them because now marijuana is now legal, and since they made wealth of marijuana, they're also heroes as well? I'll hang up and listen.
No, I don't know what kind of drugs was being moved by some of them other people, but, the marijuana guys can just say, I told you so, and they could move on with their lives.
Going down a slippery slope there. The Christian Council about the whole statement off of what you said just now. But I see what the doing there.
Obviously I'm joking, but, that's the point you're trying to make. Yeah. No, when it was illegal by the state, that is what it was. And if they choose to change that, then, somebody who looks very different will then be running that industry.
Yeah.
So they'll have to go find something else to do. Let's read some more of these text messages until our guest comes. Can y'all remember to ask the people to turn on their radio? Yes, like I just did. Sure. Actually, all of the talk would be coming from the PLP if Sabas was with the opposition, of course. It's just how politics is. If Sabas were running with the FNM, he would be attacked by the PLP. Tell that PLP fanatic caller to add some thought to his attempt to twist or gaslight us. I hate the word gaslight. Anyway, when you have to explain whether you are or are not something, you are speaking with bias. The PLP is now the one questioning Rick Fox along with the COI. Stop the capping. Stop the capping. Whatever happened to the Golden Yoke program? Y'all go slow down. Stop. You don't find anything to talk about right now. I'm saying...
It's the election season. It's the election season.
You want to talk about eggs. I'm saying the commissioner said yesterday on the news that Sabas submitted all of the necessary papers and requirements that he needed to declare. Okay, but that's not the point. The commissioner said that it's the commissioner's job to publish those documents publicly. Okay, fine. He said the commissioner's office will publish those documents. Okay, yeah. Sabas did declare that he owned the plaza that the government is renting. Okay. I feel like this point getting beat to death, and we already.
I feel like y'all just need to have a whole, because this I've never seen it to this degree over one candidate.
Yeah.
So clearly there is an issue here. I don't know if it's just the wealth thing. I don't know if it's the gaming thing. There's a lot to be discussed here that Bahamians have a lot of ideas over. So just you gotta let them get it out, Chester.
Good morning. This is Lincoln Bain, blah, blah, blah. In regards to Sabas, the law says declare within 1 month, not declare a month before. Lincoln is wrong on 2 areas, Sabas and Denari role in Pinewood. He is wrong and people are running with inaccuracies. Good morning. 2 wrongs did not make a right. If no one challenged it before, it is not the point. It has been challenged now. So now that it has been challenged, we must deal with facts, not emotions. What are you talking about? Listen to me. I can tell you that challenge, whatever the challenge is you're talking about, ain't going nowhere. Sparky was busy yesterday. Take all the pictures and T-shirts. And I agree that voters should be able to look out for themselves and speak to all candidates. Not should be able to. They should. They just should do it. And someone's another text. Another text. Here's our text saying, this is why wealthy Bahamians don't enter politics, because they have to come under all of this scrutiny from the general public who don't understand how wealthy business people think. So we will never get the best of people to enter politics. As soon as you're successful, our own people scrutinize you. That's interesting.
Probably one of the most combative issues I've come across in a while.
Yeah.
One man really yuck up all your
Y'all's vexation, big time. President, I'm almost certain growing up you were not allowed to place any signage on power poles, and there were very strict rules about placement of any signage anywhere else. It seems nobody at town planning or environmental understands the policies, this proliferation of signs. This proliferation of signs on trees, the 2 hills we have left haven't been reduced to
I did not expect that this go around. So that was probably the one thing that was like, all right, we're going too far now. Because FNM has all of the candidates on, what is that? That is
one billboard?
Yeah, oh God, what's the road? Milo Butler Highway.
Yeah.
The Rock, where Showman has the advertisement.
Yeah.
They have a big one there. It's like, okay, we get really creative.
Okay. Let's take a quick break so we could switch this show because we have our guest just rushing here. He's like, y'all talking about me yet? Not yet. We coming to you. We'll be right back.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
5 years of POP rule. Are you better off today? While you work, they've spent millions on taxpayer trips, a government-funded luxury car, and handed out hundreds of millions in no-bid contracts. But for the rest of us, gas and groceries through the roof, VAT on bread basket items, healthcare that is broken, unaffordable, and out of reach. And it's not just your wallet. For 5 years, illegal immigrants have flooded our communities, putting excessive pressure on our schools, our housing, and our social services. As they flood in, Bahamian families fall behind. Under the F&M, there will be a change. The F&M has a plan to address the rising cost of living, secure our borders, protect Bahamians from illegal immigrants, and fix our health care. Because the F&M knows our job is to work for you and not the few. This message was paid for and authorized by the Free National Movement.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Good morning. Welcome to Morning Blend Business. Back to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Ricardo Wells, and we are talking real estate. The Bahamas Real Estate Exchange coming up Saturday, April 18th at 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's kind of an all-day event. And joining us, the top man on the billing, Darren Seymour, he's on his way. And we have with us in the studio Carlisle Bethel.
Yes,
Welcome.
sir. Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
So you can start off in telling us, and we see, of course, H.G. Christie is atop the building as well. What this is all about, this real estate exchange.
So I'm here representing Doctors Hospital Health System.
Right.
And we are a partner sponsor for the event, the Bahamas Real Estate Exchange. And just to give, before I go into Doctors Hospital's role and in Darren's place, I'll take some liberty to give an introduction to what the event is all about,
right,
and then how Doctors Hospital is involved. So BRX is a place, it's an event that brings together the different parties in real estate into one location.
Right.
For anyone that has been involved in a real estate transaction, you know that it can be sometimes very opaque. It can be very complex.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you are left to the mercy of, well, how good are the people let you know, right? And things, and all of those things lead to long, drawn out, stressful transactions.
Yeah.
And so what Darren set out to do is to say, well, let's try to bring all these people into under one tent, and let's discuss how we can make this transaction smoother for everyone.
Right.
For the realtor, for the banker, for the lawyer, for the real estate investor, for the real estate seller. And that's the nature of this event.
Right.
Now, a doctor's hospital. Well, why are we involved in this real estate event, right?
Yeah.
What we know from our 70 years in healthcare is that people buy property and they like to live places where there are good healthcare facilities, right? You want to know that if this is my place of residence, that if something happens, I know where to go,
Right.
where I'll be well taken care of. And so we've seen quite a bit of that in Grand Bahama, where we're building our new hospital, Rockwell,
Right.
which should be up and running sometime this year. And we found that there's been great interest in people. Okay, I want to move to Grand Bahama. And I want to get back to Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
And so there is a tie between access to healthcare and the value of property and the willingness to invest in and live with and tie yourself to a home on a piece of property, right?
Yeah.
The second level is that these realtors work around the clock, man. They're hustlers. They eat what they kill, right?
That's right.
They don't have a set salary.
Yeah.
And if they do really, really, really well, then they do really, really, really well.
That's right.
And that business, that industry, that lifestyle can oftentimes lead to high pressure, high stress, lack of sleep, exhaustion. And so Darren said, I want to put healthcare kind of to the forefront of this. I want to bring in some health experts to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves in all of this.
Yeah.
And so Doctors Hospital was proud to support Darren and BRX.
Yeah. We got Darren in the house now. Welcome, Darren.
It's good to be here. We're just so happy to have our banner sponsor, Doctors Hospital, on board. They're the banner sponsor for the expo,
Right.
which makes it possible for the whole nation to bring your whole family to come and be a part of this expo. Of course, there's one aspect of this conference that's paid. That's just $50, really not a profit kind of thing, just to help us pay the bills and not go into a hole.
Right.
But Doctors Hospital made it possible. They're going to be doing all their services there in terms of you can come and get health advice. You can come and sign up for the LAM program. Oftentimes we see these flyers going out, etc.
Yes.
And we sympathize. But here is a program that you can be enrolled in so that if any emergency strikes, you would have some kind of help. Even if you don't have insurance, this is not insurance,
Right.
but it's something that would help you. I'm enrolled in the program. I'm glad to be an ambassador. It's a great program. It helps us. So, a lot of times people retire and they're out of, because it costs insurance too much.
Right.
And so what do? You need to have something so that if emergency strikes, you are prepared.
Yeah.
And this is what we do. This is lifestyle real estate. And so we're happy to partner with them. I'm proud to say that they tell me I'm their realtor and ambassador. So, they're helping us with this and we're grateful. We're just happy for the two planks of their service, affordability and accessibility.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are asking, how do I get into real estate, or how do I get a piece of property? Accessibility. And so they just match what we do. A LAM program. Ironically, my webpage is Seymour Bahamas Real Estate.
I noticed that.
C. And so we done a LAMP. If you want to
Yeah.
see, get the LAM program.
Look at that.
It helps you holistically.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So, of course, our lead sponsor is H.E. Christie, which I'm a broker at there. Our managing broker is John Christie. Shout out to all the H.E. Christie. This is a program that's holistic and is all-encompassing. So every realtor, not just H.E. Christie agents, every realtor is invited to come and get your blood pressure checked, your glucose checked, and enroll in the LAM program. Every buyer, every seller, every developer, we want you to come and take advantage of this. Also at this expo, we're going to have Miss Yvonne Gibson-Sands. She's a veteran insurance agent, now heading Fortress. She's going to be there giving a 5-minute tip on health, because what's development without you? We need you to be here for the development.
Right.
And listen, at 10 o'clock, and also at this expo, before we go on there, the expo is from 9 to 4, 4:30. So we have our co-sponsors, which are Scotiabank and CIBC. CIBC, they're going to be there, so persons can be pre-qualified. Sometimes you talk to a realtor and you're not pre-qualified. This is your time to come, bring your assets, bring your liabilities. They're going to counsel you. Even if you don't feel ready, they can advise you on what you can do or what you need to do in order to be ready. In the program brochure, we have the credit bureau application. Every Bahamian needs to know about that now because when you apply, they check your credit.
Right.
Everybody know that when you start with real estate or when you start with talking with a bank, sometimes it can be frustrating. I'm making it easy by bringing them right here to you. Scotiabank will be there. Even Royal Bank. We have a presentation by Royal Bank, Dwight Burroughs. We also have a presentation by the Bahamas Contractors Association.
Right.
They're having a good gala tonight, but they're also going to be there presenting on the high costs of the rising costs of building.
Yeah.
So it's a real program, really talking about the real aspects.
Yeah.
At the conference, you're going to have everything to do with real estate. You have surveyors there. We have utility companies there. You need to come pay your utility bill, that is your water bill. We have the national insurance. That's important. All of this is related to real estate.
Yeah.
Because if you come here from the Bahamas, if you're coming from another country, they need, first of all, need to know that you have an NIB in order to have an account at the utility companies.
Right.
We're going to have the Bahamas Investment Authority from the Office of the Prime Minister. So from the highest level in this country, going to be there right down to the lowest. We're going to have a representative from physical planning right there. Okay, so you need to be there and come and access the information. Of course, we have this land registration panel. On that panel will be the president of the Bahamas Real Estate Association. Her name is Carla Sweeting.
Right.
She has done, and other presidents have done landmark work on that bill, which is now an act. And every Bahamian is going to have to know about what the act says and what the act requires. Okay, so we're going to talk about the adjudication part of it, and we're also going to talk about the requirements like surveying, etc. Right. The first land registrar of the Bahamas, Mr. Petroselli Edwards, is going to be there in the house. You can hear direct. From all the history of the Bahamas, it's the first time we ever had a land registrar. So we're moving on. You'll hear more about that at the conference. We're going to have another panel on development, another panel with John and Dylan Christie, and Four Seasons will be in the house from Paradise Island, that new development.
Right.
And we even had an opportunity if you wanted to come and tour. It's about closing now. We have a Mercedes plan for the chauffeuring the persons there. So after you get your massage, you go in the Mercedes for $50. Come on, Bahamas.
Can't be that.
This is a gift. This is a gift.
And why was it necessary for you to do this?
It's very necessary. We had the inaugural one in 2024. We can only do this every so often because it takes a lot. Yeah. But it's necessary because we have to come together in order to advance our country. We need to come together. As I said before, everybody's in their little corner. The realtors over there, the bankers over there, the doctors over there. And we all have common interests.
Yeah.
Carlisle is my client. We need to why we can't come together and advance. We can't be you in your little corner and I in mine. I need this health program and he needs some real estate.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect combination to bring everyone together. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll tell you more about the expo, what all they are doing, if he hasn't already.
Yeah, I think for LAMP, a big part of healthcare is access and affordability. We know that sometimes healthcare can be scary, complicated, complex, and people may have concerns, but they don't know who to go to, who to talk to. LAMP is meant to be that first point of contact.
Okay.
We are like concierge agents through the healthcare system. In its most basic form, what we do with LAMP is we bundle together a number of healthcare services that's offered by the hospital.
Right.
And these are things that people would need day to day, going from primary care to urgent care, and hopefully by next month or two, later this year, rolling out a new plan that gives people a credit amount annually into the emergency room and into the hospital. And so what we do is, because we bundle those things together, we put in like a low-cost flat monthly rate, which covers a list of services. It's like a phone plan, right?
Right.
When you buy your phone plan, it comes with minutes, data, text, roaming, all those things. And in any given month, you may use more data than roaming.
Right.
But if you travel next month, you may use more roaming than you, right? Yeah. So we just bundle them in, smooth it out, and you know what you pay every month, and you know what you get.
Got you. Awesome. And Darren, just kind of tell us how the day is going to roll on Saturday, obviously, and how people can sign up for this.
Yeah, we want to encourage persons to come. Even the expo opens at 9:00, where persons can come and pay for their own breakfast, etc. Of course, we're providing coffee, tea, water.
Right.
So you can go right across to McDonald's or one of the other stations or in the hotel itself, get your breakfast, be there for 9:00. We're going to have lined up there the BCA, Bahamas Contractors Association. Shout out to Aromatic, that's the air condition. You can have CIBC, RBC, Monroe's. If you need an electrician, come. The surveyors. You're going to have Generac. If you need Generac, electrician, all those persons going to be there. Everything to do with real estate will be lined up and waiting for you to serve you, and you can get it on the spot. The last time we had this, Brother Roberts, someone got a deal right on the spot with a hotel.
Oh.
So I'm encouraging businesses to come and network, and that's going to be until 10:00. 10:00, we're going to go into conference. At the same time, simultaneously, persons will continue to be working with doctors, come get your health check, etc.
Right.
I'm going to really want to emphasize these people are taking their time on a Saturday. Your bankers who don't work on Saturday are coming out. One person cut their vacation just to be here. Bahamians, please don't allow this opportunity to go by. Everybody talking about, the foreigners, you're giving the foreigners. Well, if you don't come, the foreigners will get it all by themselves. I'm encouraging our Bahamians, come out, take advantage of this now. They're giving some discounts just for those who attend the BRX. Some of these persons have given special just for that. So encouraging you, if you're in the home, want to buy a home, etc., come get your health check, because that's important as well to qualify.
Can't enjoy it if you ain't healthy.
You got to come and enjoy it. Come and get it's a match made in heaven. Get a whole check. I mean, everything that you need. And guess what? Everything is there because I'm there. And if we can't provide it there, we can direct you to where you ought to go.
Yeah.
That's the whole service that we're offering, a holistic approach. And then at 10:00, we're going to go into conference. We have John Christie and his team. Then we have the different presentations. As I said before, Mr. RBC, also Bahamas Contractors Association, the Four Seasons. We have an international guest speaker.
Right.
International guest speaker who's coming in all the way from Florida just to be with us. He has Bahamian roots. Mr. Carey, you'll come and meet her, and we'll hear about international opportunities for Bahamians, okay? About how Bahamians can invest now, say in Miami, okay? So we're encouraging foreigners, we encourage Bahamians, because this is a really great program. Everybody know H.G. Christie is luxury. Luxury does not mean the price tag. Of course, you can get up to $50 million. You buy a private island, come there and buy it.
Yeah.
But also, it's a service. We're giving you luxury service even at the lowest price point.
Yeah. I see DIR have a little logo on there too.
Yes, they'll be there. So come and pay your bills. You can come. They have it there, and they can tell you about the discounts they're offering too.
You definitely need lamp after you visit them.
Yes. They will be the water and sewage. Like I said, they're part of it. NIB.
Yeah.
All these things that you need.
Yep.
You have audio. We have audio, visual. Come there and get your picture. You can have your VIP picture taken. We have it set up nicely for you. Every island, we want every island to be represented, and every island will be represented by their island flag. So come on, because this is for the Bahamas, this is for us, this is your opportunity. Okay?
I just want to make sure it does say dress code on here. There's business casual, so don't drag your slippers. Unless they match the outfit.
You could come. I mean, if you want, business. You put on your business casual, but we're not refusing anybody.
Good.
We want you to be relaxed and comfortable and in a learning environment.
Yeah, excellent. So, what do you think is going to be the most exciting for people who show up at BRX?
They're going to walk away ahead of the pack, ahead of the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to have the first-hand information about what every Bahamian needs to know. That is about this new land registration and what's required of them. You're going to walk away informed. You're going to walk away with access. You're going to walk away with opportunity. You're going to walk away with capital knowledge. So come. I can't say it enough. The last time people are still testifying of the great effect that they had, and I smiled to myself and said, "Gee, I should have been charging you something for that." But it's not about that. We want to give everybody an opportunity, and let's make it happen for Bahamians. This is election time. Everybody looking about the PLP, the FNF. Listen, you better try to get yourself together when these people get in office. You need to work out your own, and it's in the Bible, salvation. With fair and trembling. This is the opportunity. We're going to be the change agents. We're the change agents, Bahamians. Get your piece of property, get your piece of land, come get the information you need, and let's make it happen for you and your family.
Yeah.
You're all about in the rallies and all this kind of stuff. It's time for you to come to BRX and make things happen for you. This is about you.
Well, you're in the industry. We always hear about complaints about accessibility. Are there still things out there for the average Bahamian to purchase?
Yes. Right now, we have a situation where people are talking about low inventory, but that means that everything that comes on the market is getting eaten up. Okay, so it's an opportunity for sellers, okay, because there's a high demand.
Right.
And so there's a great time for you to list your property. And once it's priced right, we're finding that it goes just like that, goes quickly. So it's a really exciting time in real estate. This is a sacrifice for me, by the way, because focusing on this, but we want to give persons an opportunity. Sellers, if you have a piece of property you want to sell, this is your time. Come, bring it. Let's list it. Let's get it up. Okay.
So you can come and talk about that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a desk. We have a desk.
Yeah.
You come and register your property and you get that stuff. If you're looking for a certain amount, you come. We can provide that for you right there and then. And it's the best place because the bankers are there to pre-qualify you. Then your appraiser there. You can meet and work with your surveyor. Hook up everything one time.
Right.
You know how it is when you get off. You go around the call through, you can't get through.
Yeah.
Well, I'm bringing them together. That's the whole purpose, to close the gap so that we can close deals quicker.
Right.
Okay? And lawyers will be there. Everything. One-stop shop.
Wow. Yeah, you really can get everything on Saturday.
Everything.
Man.
Real estate minded. Come. And as people are flying in, people are flying in from the States for this.
Okay.
International.
Yeah.
We have
To come and hear
international
about it.
realtors who wanted to come to this. We made it available. Also, people are flying in from Grand Bahama. Some the ladies called me just now. She's a developer. She wants to fly in to let people to know about it. This is the place to be.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll probably get to the family islands. But listen, you're coming in for the election. You're coming in for your rally. You could come spend a few dollars and come and deal with yourself.
That's right.
Come.
That's right.
Let's
And
make it happen.
You got a full panel of speakers for this day. Very impressive look there. So good job again.
Yes, we're grateful. Shout out to our panelists. We have a team of BE Luxury, Jamon Campbell and Aaron Davis. And we have Miss Chan representing the Cunningham developers. These are developers who, giving you opportunity right there. And then, of course, Four Seasons. We're so grateful for this Corey McBride and the young Bahamian. Yeah. I'm so glad that the persons in this panel, there's some very young people, very inspiring. We have Alistair, Alistair from Graham Thompson.
Right. Yeah.
Chisnell, very great guy. He was awarded for his landmark work right there on this committee.
Right.
Of course, everybody know Donald Thompson. And then we have Mr. Haven from CompuTitle. You could come and get your property searched. Then Dunright Inspector is going to be there. You need an inspector, come get it. Everything is going to be at the house. You don't want to miss it. Come and be a part of this great opportunity.
That's excellent. Good job. Carlisle, remind people, you mentioned you want to be close to healthcare around here. What Doctors Hospital has around so you could be near. If you're looking for some land, you could be near to something.
Wonderful. So for those who don't know, Doctors Hospital has expanded quite a bit from the hospital on Collins and Shirley. We've opened up a network of outpatient clinics, rehab facilities. We have a hospital coming in Grand Bahama that's in its final completion stages. The MRI machine is down. They're doing finishing touches. And with Doctors, we have a clinic in Exuma. And what we're doing is we're building out a system throughout the country where at whatever level or point in your healthcare journey that you are, you can come to Doctors Hospital as your trusted partner.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And for those who want to find out more about LAMP, you can find out on our website at doctorshosp.com. You can email us at lamp, LAMP, at doctorshosp.com. You can call the office Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 302-4635. Or you can, like my grandma used to say, what's up? You could WhatsApp us at 822-1009.
Excellent.
Roberta, I really want to commend Kalal and the great work he's doing. And I'm proud of him as a Bahamian, young Bahamian, doing great things.
Thank you.
And of course, the CEO there, Mr. DeVoe, a young man as well.
Yeah.
They have a great team there, and I'm so excited about what they're doing. They have something for every age category. I see them the other day put up something for the old people, then I see them putting up something for the babies. I said, y'all taking over. And, people, I confess, I used to be afraid too sometimes to go to doctors, or maybe whatever.
Yeah.
You may have to pay or sell your land in order to pay. But I'm glad that they really have this land program, which helps me. I can testify of it, and I'm very grateful. So if you have insurance still, it's good. If you don't have insurance, you have a plan for that.
Right.
I'm just glad that they really set it up, and he's managing it so well, Mr. Carlisle. Great job he's doing there.
Thank you.
Great family.
Thank you.
We just commend Bahamians for taking charge. In order for us to take this country forward, we have to stop. The political people, they're just a part of the process, and we're grateful for them. But what are you doing? How are you going to change our country? And this is what this is all about, trying to give everybody an opportunity to really change our nation. And we have to rise and do something.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful to my team. I'll give my team a shout out. LAMP is only as good as the team members on it.
There you go.
And so I'm blessed with a wonderful set of team members that step up and show up every day and that take pride in what we do at LAMP.
Excellent.
And so I'm thankful for them. So they're the best.
Excellent. And remind everybody how they could be a part of Saturday, the BRX.
British Colonial Hotel, come. I'm inviting. Please, you need to try register. Bahamians can be last minute. Almost forgot about.
Yeah, don't forget.
Participation. We heard from the University of the West Indies that persons who are signed up for this and registered by this evening and attend, of course, they would be eligible to receive a certificate of participation from the University of the West Indies.
Wow.
So here's your opportunity to be certified.
There you go. Absolutely.
Okay, so this is not a play program. We have great benefits, and so we want to invite you to come and be a part of it. It's registered by tonight, okay, so that we can get those names in.
Yeah.
Of course, you need to be there and at the sessions.
That's right.
Okay, and you'll be great. So come, and you can go to hgc.com to register. The link is there. Or you can hit me up on any of my pages, the BRX pair handles on Instagram and also on Facebook. You can find the link there. But if HEC is easy to remember, hgc.com, you can go and sign up there. Call the HEC Christie office, 322-1041, or call the office. I'm busy right now. Sorry. It's too many calls. 322-1041.
There you go.
Yeah.
Break a leg tomorrow. Do well. That's the end of our show for today. Pick up the Nassau Guardian's business section. The morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. I'm Chester Robards. Thanks for being with us. Ricardo Wells, appreciate you, brother.
Take care.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Be good to each other. On the Clock with Aaron Green up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.